Good morning, everyone. It's another great day at Dr. MLK. And although we're not at the building, we're still having a good time and we're still learning. We call that distant learning now. And so I'm so glad that you guys have tuned in today. And I want you to know that I sure miss you guys, but we're going to hang in there, but we'll get to see each other as soon as we can, all right? Well, guess what? It's story time. And because it's story time, I got a nice special story I like to read to you today. But before I do that, I just want to do something that we used to do while we were together in the classroom. And so, y'all remember when we used to do the days of the week and we would check out which day it was? Well, let me ask the question. Who knows what day today is? Yes, today is Monday. And if today is Monday, who knows what yesterday was? Okay, yesterday was Sunday. So if yesterday was Sunday and today is Monday, do you think you know what tomorrow will be? Who knows what tomorrow will be? It comes after Monday, yes. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Well, look, do y'all remember the song we used to sing? Let's see if we can sing that song. It goes something like this. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. It's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. Good job. I'm glad you guys were able to sing along with Mr. Barber. I like to do a lot of songs and everything else. Now, let's go about getting to our story. Who's ready for a story? Okay, let's see if can you raise it? All right. Okay, so you're ready for a story. Good. All right. So I've got a story today, and this book is called Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. Well, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna trick you guys this morning. I'm gonna turn this book around here, and I'm gonna ask a question that we asked again last week. Who knows what part of the book this is? Now look at it good. Hopefully you can see it. This part of the book is the back cover. That's right. It's the back cover. Now, what part of the book is this? It's the front cover. Very good. So if this is the front cover and this is the back cover, raise your hand if you can tell me what part of the book this is. Let me see who I can. Okay, it's the spine. I heard somebody say the spine. And why is it called the spine? Because it holds the pages of the book together. That's right. All right, so we got the back cover, we got the front cover, and the spine. Now, who knows what is the author of the book? What does the author of the book do? Let me see who I can call on. Should I call on Adam? Or maybe should I call on Cyan? Or how about Dior? All right, we'll see. The author of the book is the one who writes the words of the book. So the author of the book writes the words of the book. Are we right? Yes. So if the author of the book writes the words of the book, somebody can tell me, who can tell me, what does the illustrator of the book do? What does the illustrator of the book do? I heard it. The illustrator draws the pictures of the book. So the illustrator draws the picture of the book, and the author of the book writes the words of the book. Very good. All right, are y'all ready to start our story? Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. All right. Are we ready? Let me see. Uh, we're not in the class, but if you were, pretend we're in the class, in our classroom at Dr. MLK. So get comfortable if you're sitting in a chair or if you're sitting down on your carpet, crisscross applesauce like our friend Jacob. Yes, all right. Mr. Barber sitting up in his chair. I happen to be in my office right now. And so I'm coming to you live from my office. And I'm sitting up in my nice, comfortable chair. I spent a lot of time in this chair. All right, here's our story. Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. All was quiet in the meadow. The sun shone in a bright blue sky. So Lenny Lion put his head down and took a nap. How many of you take naps? Guess what? Mr. Barber just woke up from taking a nap. I like taking naps. So Lenny Lion, he put his head down and took a nap. Molly Mouse saw Lenny and tried to sneak by him. She did not want to wake up Lenny Lion. And so this is Lenny Lion. You can see that he's taking a nap. And then along comes Molly Mouse. She's trying to sneak by Lenny Lion. Now, let me ask a question. Do you think she's going to be able to make it? You think she's going to be successful sneaking by Lenny Lion? And she's just a small thing, and she's trying to sneak by Lenny Lion. Let's see what happens. Lenny Lion did wake up, and he grabbed the little mouse with his big claw. Molly Mouse was small, but she was also brave. "Great Lion, let me go, or else," she said. Now you can imagine that. Here's a little mouse talking to a nice great big lion and telling him to let her go or else. Well, I wonder what happens next. What do you think happens next? Okay, they got the big lion and he's got the little mouse. Anybody think that what's going to happen next? Ooh. All right, let's see. Or else what? You look like a yummy snack. Why should I let you go? Asked Lenny Lion. Molly said, "Perhaps one day I can help you. A tiny mouse can be a big friend." So now that's Molly. She's trying to negotiate with Lenny. She's trying to talk her way into not being a lunch dinner for Lenny. "You can never help me," Lenny said. "You are just a tiny mouse." "You will see," said Molly. Lenny laughed. "You are a funny mouse. I will let you go." And so Molly, she was talking, and she was so brave when her talking, when she kept talking to him. And so she got the lion, Lenny, she got Lenny to laugh. And so Lenny did let her go. What do you think is going to happen next? All right. Weeks later, Molly heard a great and terrible roar. "Roar!" "That is Lenny," shouted Molly. Molly ran off to find the lion. Before long, Molly saw Lenny. He was trapped in a big net. "Do not be afraid, Lenny," said Molly. "I will help you." And so here's Lenny. He's tied up in the net. And Molly says she's going to help him. Well, let's see what happens next. "But you're too little," said Lenny. "I can help you. I will," Molly told Lenny. Molly, she nibbled a tiny hole in the net. Then she nibbled many other little holes. Here's Molly right here. She's nibbling holes in the net. She's trying to get him out of there. She's just chipping away at these this net and getting little holes in it. Molly, she nibbled until the many tiny holes became one big huge hole. So Lenny was free. Lenny said, "Tiny Molly, you are indeed a big friend." And to this end, Lenny and Molly are still friends. So Lenny was able to get through all because of his little friend Molly. And so let's just recap what happened let's just review what happened in our story. First of all, did you notice some things that we went over some things in math? We talked about big and small. Well, in this case, we talk about tiny and big. Tiny little Molly and the big lion. Now, what problem do you think that Molly had when the story began? When the first story, when we first got in the story, here's Molly trying to sneak by Lenny the lion, and what happens? That's right, Lenny woke up. And so the problem that Molly had right now was Lenny was what? Well, the problem was that she was about to be lunch. And so Lenny had her right there in his big claw. Now, if you can remember, the story talks about how Molly and Lenny became friends. Let me ask you a question. Think about your friends for a moment. How did you and your friend become friends? How did y'all become friends? Think about that. Let me tell you about one of the friends that I have. One of the friends that I have is Mrs. Gamble. Mrs. Gamble and I became friends when we both were assigned to the same classroom a few years ago. And since then, we became friends, and so we help each other, we look out for each other, and so it's a great time as we worked and learned in the classroom, and we've met some other great friends like yourselves. When y'all came into the classroom, y'all probably don't remember, but way back in September when you guys came to school that first day, many of you guys didn't know what was going on. You sat quietly. In fact, y'all didn't talk a lot too because nobody knew each other, so everybody was really quiet. But Miss Gamble and I, we talked with you, and then before you know it, you met all these other friends that you had in your classroom, and y'all were sitting together, and y'all would go to lunch together. Then you guys would go to a resource together, and y'all been doing a lot of things together. So all of y'all became friends, and y'all became friends with Miss Gamble and myself. And it's nice to have friends, isn't it? Well, how do people who are friends help each other? Let me ask you that. That's right. That's right. I heard some good answers there. Friends do help each other. I remember when Adam was trying to fix the door, to close the door, and then somebody came along and helped him. I remember Dior used to help a lot of her friends when they couldn't close the door. She would go down and she would pull out that stopper that held the door, and she would help her friends. I remember some of our other friends when it was cleanup time, they helped everybody clean up. Good job. I remember also that when you guys were, Miss Gamble was asking you guys some things, and then she told y'all to put some things away, and y'all helped out with putting things away. And many of y'all wanted to be helpers because y'all were good friends with Miss Gamble and myself, so y'all wanted to help pass out some of the materials. We passed out the glue, we passed out the scissors, and even many of y'all even helped by collecting the papers. That's what good friends do. They help each other. So look, I want to thank you guys. Thank y'all for having a great time with me today as we spent time reading about what was the name of the story? Lenny Lion and Molly Mouse. Listen, I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to continue to look out for each other, help your mom and your dad around the house and your grandma. And I want you also to look out for each other, all right? Because we all are friends. Be safe, but stay at home. All right. Until the next time.